Jack Dempsey, the Manassa Mauler's 10 most shocking facts. Jack Dempsey, one of boxing's all-time greats, known as the Manassa Mauler, was not just a powerful puncher in the ring but also a figure surrounded by tales of drama, controversy, and intrigue. Here are 10 shocking and fascinating facts about this legendary fighter. Fact number 1. A rocky start, early days in the ring. Born on June 24, 1895, in Manassa, Colorado, William Harrison Jack Dempsey rose from humble beginnings to become one of the most formidable figures in boxing history. His family's financial struggles meant Jack had to find work early in life, leading him into the rough-and-tumble world of underground prizefighting. By the age of 16, Dempsey was fighting in saloons and backrooms across Colorado and Utah. Known for his aggressive style and powerful punches, he adopted the ring names Kid Blackie and Young Dempsey to evade local law enforcement that frowned upon prizefighting. His natural charisma and toughness were evident when he famously declared, "I can't sing and I can't dance, but I can lick any SOB in the house." This attitude not only defined his fighting style but also helped build his early reputation as a fearsome competitor. Number 2. Dodging the draft, the World War I controversy. As World War I escalated in 1917, the U.S. government instituted a draft, calling upon men to serve. Jack Dempsey, then climbing the ranks as a professional boxer, found himself embroiled in controversy. Accused of avoiding the draft, Dempsey faced a backlash that branded him as a coward in the eyes of many Americans. He claimed to have registered for the draft on time but was never called up, and he sought to demonstrate his patriotism by working in a shipyard in Philadelphia. Nevertheless, the public's perception was tainted by his affluent lifestyle, which seemed at odds with his defense. In 1920, Dempsey went on trial for draft evasion in a case that drew national attention. He was eventually acquitted, largely based on the testimony that supported his claims of having registered for the draft. Despite his acquittal, the allegations cast a long shadow over his reputation for years. Number 3. The fix is in the 1919 championship controversy. The fight on July 4, 1919, against Jess Willard was supposed to be Jack Dempsey's crowning achievement, but it turned into one of boxing's most infamous bouts. Held in Toledo, Ohio, the match drew a massive crowd eager to see if the up-and-coming Dempsey could dethrone the giant Willard. Dempsey unleashed a torrent of violence on Willard, knocking him down 7 times in the first round alone and causing severe injuries including broken ribs, a shattered jaw, and numerous facial fractures. Amidst his victory, rumors swirled that Dempsey's gloves were loaded with plaster of Paris, supposedly making his punches unnaturally hard. Critics pointed to the severe nature of Willard's injuries as evidence. Although these claims were never substantiated and were vehemently denied by Dempsey and his camp, the controversy lingered, casting a shadow over what was otherwise a spectacular rise to the championship. This bout remains a pivotal moment in Dempsey's career, shrouded in suspicion but also marking the beginning of his reign as one of the most dominant heavyweight champions in boxing history. Number 4. A divorce to remember, the messy split with Maxine Gates. Jack Dempsey's 1925 marriage to Broadway actress Maxine Gates ended in a scandalous divorce in 1931. Gates accused Dempsey of extreme cruelty and infidelity, claiming he had been both abusive and unfaithful. These allegations, detailed in sensational court documents, clashed sharply with Dempsey's public image as a sports hero and were voraciously covered by the media. During the highly publicized proceedings, Gates sought a substantial financial settlement, citing Dempsey's considerable earnings from boxing and public appearances. She demanded $200,000, a significant amount for the time. The divorce process exposed private details of Dempsey's life, including his multiple affairs and alleged instances of abuse. The case concluded in late 1931, with Gates receiving a large but undisclosed settlement. This high-profile split not only cost Dempsey financially but also damaged his reputation, affecting his standing with both fans and the general public. Number 5. The infamous long count fight. The rematch between Jack Dempsey and Gene Tunney, known as the long count fight, took place on September 22, 1927, before an enormous crowd of over 104,000 at Soldier Field in Chicago. This fight grossed $2,658,660, making it one of the richest gates in boxing history at that time. The controversy arose in the 7th round when Dempsey floored Tunney with a swift combination. However, due to a new rule implemented in 1926, which Dempsey momentarily forgot, he failed to retire to a neutral corner, delaying the referee's count. Referee Dave Barry waited approximately 5 seconds before beginning the count, allowing Tunney nearly 14 seconds from the time he was down to when he stood up. Tunney not only recovered but went on to win the match by unanimous decision after completing the 10-round duration. The long count has been analyzed and debated for decades, with many speculating that the extra seconds allowed Tunney to recuperate sufficiently to defend his title effectively. Number 6. Legal battles and bankruptcy. Jack Dempsey's post-boxing years were marked by financial struggles and legal disputes. Following his retirement, he ventured into several businesses that faltered, especially after the stock market crash of 1929, which devastated his financial portfolio. His troubles intensified with a lawsuit from his former manager, Jack "Doc" Kearns, in the early 1930s. Kearns sued for $750,000 in unpaid fees from their past agreements, a substantial claim reflecting Dempsey's past earnings and financial missteps. The protracted legal battle drained Dempsey's finances and tarnished his public favor, leading him to bankruptcy by the mid-1930s. In an effort to recover, Dempsey opened Jack Dempsey's Broadway restaurant in New York City in 1935. The restaurant proved successful, helping him regain some financial footing and begin to restore his public reputation. Number 7. Barroom brawls and street fights. Jack Dempsey's life outside the ring was as filled with action as his professional bouts. A particularly striking episode took place in 1921 when Dempsey, exiting a high-end establishment in downtown Los Angeles, was suddenly ambushed by a group of 4 men, purportedly over a personal grievance related to a gambling dispute. According to reports in the Los Angeles Times, Dempsey utilized his formidable boxing skills to defend himself, swiftly knocking out 2 of his assailants with his signature powerful left hook and quick right jab, while the remaining 2 fled the scene after seeing the fate of their companions. This incident, widely covered by the media, not only solidified Dempsey's reputation as a fearless street fighter but also enhanced his public persona as someone who could handle trouble with the same ferocity he displayed in the ring. Number 8. Alleged mafia connections. Jack Dempsey's interactions with the mafia were noted with particular interest during the 1920s, a period when organized crime had significant influence in the sporting world, especially in boxing. Dempsey was often seen with figures such as Owney Madden and Arnold Rothstein, notorious gangsters involved in various illegal activities, including fight fixing. While attending social events at popular venues like the Cotton Club in New York, Dempsey was frequently photographed conversing intimately with these underworld figures, fueling speculation about his involvement in their schemes. Though no concrete evidence was ever presented, his acquaintance with Madden, who had known connections to the boxing world, continued to provoke suspicion and debate among fans and critics alike about the integrity of his fight outcomes. Number 9. Accusations of racism. The most glaring omission in Jack Dempsey's career was his failure to face Harry Wills, known as the Black Panther, who was the top black contender for the heavyweight title during the early 1920s. Despite public demand and negotiations that spanned several years, a fight between Dempsey and Wills never occurred. Newspaper archives from that period, including articles from the New York Times, suggest that the fight was highly anticipated but was repeatedly shelved due to various reasons, including financial disagreements, venue issues, and societal pressures. The racial climate of the era, characterized by segregation and racial tensions, played a significant role in preventing this matchup. Dempsey himself was quoted in a 1924 interview expressing willingness to fight any challenger, including Wills, but also acknowledged the societal barriers that made such a fight difficult to arrange. This missed fight remains a blemished chapter in Dempsey's legacy, reflecting the racial prejudices of the time and the complexities of race relations in sports. Number 10. The battle with the media. Jack Dempsey's tumultuous relationship with the media was highlighted by several high-profile incidents, including a notorious confrontation in 1926 when Dempsey, angered by what he considered unfair coverage, physically threw a reporter out of his training camp. The incident was covered extensively in the Chicago Tribune, where it was reported that Dempsey had become incensed after reading a series of articles that he felt misrepresented his preparation for an upcoming fight. This event epitomized his generally strained interactions with the press, which often accused him of various personal and professional misdeeds. Dempsey's hostility towards the media stemmed from a deep-seated belief that reporters were more interested in sensationalism than in the truth, a sentiment that led to numerous public disputes and a general mistrust of journalism throughout his career.